Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today we are talking about Dane Ortlund's book, Gentle and Lowly. Today we are on chapter 15, and the basic idea and the topic today is the mercy of the Lord comes from his very heart. And the question maybe we want to think about is, does the Lord prefer to show mercy or wrath? Deep in his heart, that is, which is preferred by the Lord. Both, of course, are righteous. Both have their place. Neither can be dispensed with in a fallen world, right? There's sinful people. There has to be wrath in a sinful world. Yet does the Lord's heart tend more naturally toward one over the other? And maybe to think about the way that some of the points that Ortlund is getting to in this chapter is just to consider a parent. A parent, it's not inconsistent for a parent to show mercy toward a child, right? The child is imperfect, the child is fallen, and so mercy seems to be a fine thing, even a right thing for a parent to show toward a child, and yet children often miss the mark, right? And a parent may show mercy then toward that wayward child, yet at the same time, this cannot always be, right? Wickedness cannot be ignored, couldn't be rewarded. It must be discouraged. It has consequences. And so there's a place for discipline, right? There's a place for discipline. There's a place for recognizing that your children won't be perfect. So both of those are true. But in their hearts, the parent really prefers to show mercy or to reward obedience, right? Over punishing disobedience. Most parents don't really love the disciplining of their children because they love their children and they would love to be to show kindness to them, and yet sometimes discipline is necessary. And this is, of course, then the heart of a parent, we might say. Now, imperfectly, actually, this may help us consider the heart of the Lord. Ortlund directs our attention to some words from Thomas Goodwin. Thomas Goodwin reflects on many texts. Let me give you a few of those texts. One of the texts Goodwin is going to reflect upon is Ezekiel 18:23. Have I any pleasure in the death of the wicked, declares the Lord, and not rather that he should turn away from his way and live. So the Lord doesn't delight, right, in the death of the wicked. Rather, he'd rather people turn away and live. Or again, Lamentations 3:33, for he does not afflict from his heart or grieve the children of men. So again, the Lord's heart, or maybe perhaps we might say deep down in his heart, he doesn't want to afflict, but of course he sometimes needs to. Or Jeremiah 32:41, I will rejoice in doing them good. And so this is what the Lord is like. And on this, Goodwin says, especially referring to those words, I desire not the death of a sinner. Goodwin says, there is always something in his heart, that is the Lord's heart, against it. But when it comes to showing mercy, it is said that he does it with his whole heart. There is no reluctance in him. So Goodwin is noticing that from the heart, the Lord loves to show good, and really it isn't always said from the heart that he is wrathful or that he is disciplining. And so Edwards also picks up on this. Edwards is commenting on Hosea 11:8. Hosea 11:8 refers to judgment as God's strange work. That's the kind of words used in the text there. And on this, Jonathan Edwards says, God has no pleasure in the destruction or calamity of persons or people. He had rather they should turn and continue in peace. He is a God that delights in mercy, and judgment is his strange work. So again, he's similar to what we saw on Goodwin, right? They both are recognizing that the Lord, he does the work, sometimes called his strange work, right? To discipline and to show wrath. And rather, from the heart, the Lord delights to show mercy. And so these are just observations that Ortlund saw in Goodwin and Jonathan Edwards. And what he says about both of those men, Goodwin and Edwards, is that these are not men that are soft on hell. These are not the ones who won't talk about God's wrath. Remember, after all, Jonathan Edwards is well known for preaching sinners in the hands of an angry God. And that is full of the truth that God will, in fact, punish the wicked. Yet both of these men, and Ortlund and many others, point our attention to the Lord's heart that delights to show mercy. And if you personally then have been more inclined to think of the Lord as delighting in wrath, then pray for a heart that sees the Lord's delight in mercy, and then love that he loves to show mercy from the heart, and then go to him for the mercy that you need.